Okay, here we've got a prototype 1984 Princess Leia Poncho figure. So this is quite a rare item, and it's the second vintage prototype I've got. So the other one's a Leia as well. That's the Leia Bosch, but this is the Leia in combat Poncho. So it consists of a pink head, the body in one colour, the torso and the two arms are in the same colour, and then the legs are in another colour. There's no paint on this figure, so they can't grade this figure in terms of paint, and it's UK graded, and you know, there's not much known about these sort of things. I mean, I went on the internet and I typed in Leia Combat Poncho prototype, and you get something similar to this comes up, but it's unassembled, and that there's stuff about that being from Mexico. That's made out of Lily Lede overstock, and so that's. But I mean, it's UK graded, so this must be the real McCoy, unless the UK graders don't really know what they're talking about. And let's see if we can get a better look at the figure and see how just a really plain pink head, sort of greeny beige torso and arms, and then the legs, which look pretty long in the sort of spearmint grey colour. So that's the Leia. You can see in the shoulders that there's quite a gap between the two bits of plastic on the torso, and then the pink head. So you can really see the gap there. And then the hair in pink looks like a grape. And then the greyish pants. Okay. If you look at the label here, it says Star Wars Princess Leia Poncho Prototype 1984 Lucasfilm Limited. Rarity is 3 stars, and the figure gets 80% overall. So this is a much higher grade than the Leia Bosch I got, but it looks really nice. Chances of owning a Star Wars prototype are pretty rare, and you know, these don't come up often. This came from the same seller as the Leia Bosch, and went for a bit more than the Leia Bosch as well. So I was hoping I'd get it for cheaper, but I had to go out as well, so I had to put a high bid in to make sure I got it. I nearly lost it, but you can see the shoulders there. It doesn't look fully attached at the torso, and then I mean it does say in the Leia Bosch that that's non-sonic welded, whereas this one may be welded, stuck together. Where this one's from, I don't know. It could be Mexican, it could be the US or Hong Kong, who knows. That's where the figures were made in those days. Nice item though. Not the best Princess Leia. Probably the easiest one to find now, carded. Cheapest certainly. So you could probably get Leia Poncho carded for about 30 quid. But this is the prototype. UK graded. Looks nice. Sweet item. These don't come up often on eBay, so you know, I've been spending way too much of late, so well, you know, there's one more item I'm watching, that's it. After that, no more, and that's already gonna hit a massive price. but this thing, man, this is real nice. If I could find the Leia Poncho, where I've put that away, I've put these two as a comparison, but that's already on YouTube. But I never reviewed that. I just filmed it a bit, and you know, I haven't got this figure loose. I never had this figure loose when I was a kid, so I've got a carded one. I've got one that's AFA graded, and I got it about a year or 2 years ago, and I put it away, and I don't know where it is. So you know, that was pretty cheap. So it's an easy figure to find. I mean, in terms of sculpting, it's not the best Leia. The head's pretty terrible. Doesn't really look like Leia. And in pink it looks kind of disturbing. And then the legs look way too long. But this is what they used to make this figure. Obviously it comes with a green poncho, a movable helmet, and a belt with a little pistol. But this is... So if you're interested and you go on Google and just type in Leia prototype, action figure, Kenner, and then see what comes up. And you go to images, it makes it easier. And there is a picture of this, or something similar to this, unassembled. And then the best sites for this sort of thing are Rebel Scum, and there's a few good UK sites as well. So if you want to find out more about prototypes, go to Rebel Scum. Star Wars Collectors Archive's really good as well. They've got a brilliant section on prototypes and all that sort of stuff. So that's really good. And I know Gus Lopez and them lot have got a book out about prototypes as well, but you know, I haven't got that yet. And then there's the John Kellerman book coming out soon, so you know. Anyway, I'll take some pictures with photographs and stuff as well. I always believe photography captures these figures better. That's why I still use photographs. Most people just do film, but I think photographs really, you can see more with photographs than with you know, video. But this is a nice item, rare, sweet, and you know, when are you going to ever get a prototype from the 1980s? You can get prototypes from modern Star Wars figures like that POGGLE the Lesser I just got, but you know, actually I'll go get that and compare the two. Okay, so I've got the modern prototype. This is about 10 years old now. This is POGGLE the Lesser, and he comes from a 3 set from Attack of the Clones, and he's also UK graded, and he gets 85% for the figure. He's unpainted as well, and he's from a sort of Geonosian war room, so he's the king of the Geonosians as well, and you know, it looks pretty cool. So he's a modern prototype. That's the vintage prototype behind it. That's the Princess Leia, and he's UK graded, gets 3 stars for rarity, and it's a Star Wars prototype, no dates, no stamp, rarity is 3 stars, figure is 85%, and it's quite a nice figure, nicely detailed. It have 2002 articulation, which would be pretty limited by today's standards, but I like the wings at the back and the detailing on the costume, or his limited costume, but the sort of arachnid or arthropod, it's an arthropod, isn't it? Insectoid characteristics of this thing, this strange sort of king of the termite people with the sort of swollen things that hang off like a beard, and he sort of talks in a sort of clicking sound. So, you know, POGGLE the Lesser prototype, which is a modern prototype, nice thing. And then the Princess Leia in combat poncho from 1984, and that's a vintage prototype, which is, I mean, you can go on eBay and these things are easy to find. There's a lot in China. I don't know if they'd be safe to buy, but they look pretty. I mean, they usually have free packing as well, postage and packing. So I don't know. It's a risk getting it from China, but I'm sure because that's where they're made. And then you got the wings. Let's look at. There's Leia there. Both UK graded. So there's the front and back. There's in the front again. POGGLE the Lesser, king of the Geonosian and Princess Leia. We've both got two royal characters there. We've got POGGLE the Lesser and Princess Leia Organa of, by then, the destroyed planet Alderaan. And you know, so two prototypes, rare figures, you know, sweet items, especially that one. I've got to find that Leia Poncho and stick that up with this. That'd be really nice. So you've got two sweet figures there. Okay, let's get cracking.
Don't be alarmed. It's only a laser sword fight. Don't be scared. It's only the Death Star destroying another world. Relax. It's only a movie, and it's all for fun. Director George Lucas and 20th Century Fox present Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Don't be alarmed. It's only the death breath of the Dark Lord. Don't be scared. It's only an Imperial cruiser making the jump to light speed. Relax. It's only a movie, and it's all for fun. Director George Lucas and 20th Century Fox present Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. There is nothing new under the sun, but under the small green fourth moon of Yavin, there is quite a different story. Director George Lucas and 20th Century Fox present Star Wars. Luke Skywalker is on a daring mission to rescue a beautiful princess, and all he needs is a little help from his friends. Han Solo, space pirate, and Chewie, his giant Wookiee, C-3PO, human relations cyborg, and his counterpart R2-D2, and the mysterious Jedi Knight. Never before in the history of movies has so much time and technology been spent just for fun. Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
Get Star Wars posters at Burger Chef.
R2-D2, hurry up.
That's right. 4 posters featuring the stars of Star Wars.